Hello tankers and tankettes, and I've decided to do yet more live gameplay. Now, I hadn't planned to do it quite so soon. I usually try and leave like a week between these at least, sometimes it's longer. But the personal missions have gone live today, so I thought I'd actually jump right back in and combine some things. I'm going to play the Tier 8 Premium Mediums, and we're going to have a go at getting at least the next one of the missions unlocked. Now, you have to actually go and activate these. You have to actively make sure that you've started each one. And after you've completed each step, you have to go and activate the next step. So none of this is automatic. You've got to go and do it all yourself. And as you can see, I've done some already. TDs and light tanks I've not done. I've done one of the medium tank ones, two of the heavy tank ones, and even some of the clicker ones. Yes, well, the reason why is that you can, in theory, totally ignore artillery if you want to, or one of the other classes, because there are primary and secondary requirements for each thing, and if you get the primary and secondary requirements for 4 of the classes, then you not only get the 4 tokens that you need, but you also get an additional token. So 4 times 5 equals 20, and you need, let's see, 20 in total. However, if you screw up one of these final missions, you then have to go and get the tokens by playing artillery, basically, or the class that you've left out. And you can't redo these as far as I can tell. So if you do a mission where you've got the final thing and you actually you get the primary requirement but you don't get the secondary requirement, you're a bit screwed. So my plan was I was going to sell my arty. I'll actually show you how close I am to actually having the tier 10 unlocked. I was going to sell this once I unlocked the Conqueror GC, but I'm going to hang on to it just as an insurance policy. And I've done a couple of the arty missions already just to see how difficult they are, although with arty there's a lot of RNG involved. And also, if I do complete them, it's an extra crew member from this final mission, basically. So there's a reason for it. I would like to just get rid of it, and as you can see, I've already, I picked out I almost went crew skills for this that are compatible not only with this thing but also with the tank destroyer line. So yes, that, however, on the shelf. So we're going to do medium tanks. I'm going to start off with the T-34-3, and the mission is going to be, where are we? It's probably easier if I just use the filter. It's going to be hit an enemy target while on the move, or damage an enemy target while on the move, and then destroy an enemy target while on the move for the secondary. But that one, the secondaries are nice, you know, they get you extra credits, but on the final mission, that's where the secondaries become really important, because they get you that extra token. There are actually, before we start, there are actually subs that are a bit like, some that are vague, and there seems to be at least one that is just flat out wrong. And the one that's flat out wrong, apparently, because I haven't tried it yet, is here we go, TD2. Damage 1 module or injure 1 crew member. And somebody in Circ2 in the chat, because I was having a chat about this earlier with people, said actually no, you have to do both of those things in order to meet the primary requirements of that mission. So that one is just flat out wrong. There are others that, or at least according to one of the circlings that is anyway, like I said, I haven't tried it yet, there are others that are just unclear, like this one for instance. I seemingly had filled this requirement, but as it turns out it's just not translated very well. What you have to do, it says destroy a track of an enemy vehicle, and then it says targets consequently destroyed by other players or self-destructed are counted. Now that's kind of vague, to be honest. It'd be a lot easier if it said what it actually means, which is you have to destroy the track of a vehicle, and that vehicle then has to be destroyed by your team while still tracked, or else if they fall off a cliff or something, again, while still tracked, that also counts. And you can't, it's not like you can destroy them yourself after they're tracked, or it's not that they're tracked and then later in the battle if they get killed by a teammate, then no, it has to be while they're tracked by your shot. So that one's going to be pure RNG, as was this one, killing a light tank. So yeah, some of these might take an awfully long time to do. And there was one of the light tank missions that was incredibly vague as well. There we go, SPG Hunter LT7. Spot an enemy SPG and assist your allies in destroying it. Now, does it count if you destroy it yourself? Or can you only spot it for your allies destroying it? Do you have to be actively lighting it at the time? Do you just have to have spotted it? It's not clear. So some of these need some work, basically. But otherwise, it's alright. I mean, it's interesting. We're getting a bunch of tanks that you can't get in any other way. And it's vastly expanded and vastly more detailed and different to any of the missions where you could unlock a tank so far. Like, for instance, the WZ mission was multi-part, but this one is altogether more complicated, and it requires a lot more participation, because you can actually see there, I think I got the UK one unlocked. I'm very close to getting the US one unlocked in terms of kills, and there's only a couple more days left to do this. And Germany as well just needs more kills, and it'll be extra days of premium at this point. But once Raylin donated all the tokens, well, that took the pressure off entirely, so I've just been playing tanks normally, basically. There's a lot longer to do the personal missions, but there are 4 of them, and by the time you get to the last one, of course, that's going to be all the more time consuming. So trying to power through the Stug ones is probably not an awful idea, because if you spend ages on this one and then not very long on the other ones, you know, the less time you have later, the less chance you'll have of getting those nicer higher tier tanks. And the tier 10 actually looks pretty decent. So I have to damage something while on the move, and for the secondary requirement, kill something while on the move. And that's going to be tricky with this tank. Very tricky indeed, just with the gun handling. But if I'm close range to somebody, then there's a good chance of doing it. So the T-34-3, this is a good map for this. Very good matchmaking. I'm actually not hating this tank. The only good armour it's really got is on the turret. The upper front plate will occasionally bounce things, but most things are a threat to you, basically, especially if they can get your sides. Even if you're angled, there are plenty of scouts around. You know, the enemy T-21 and T-37 could probably hurt me quite easily. Lower front plate as well, you know, it's Chinese LFP, they're not particularly strong. But the turret is okay, the mobility is okay, the FCM-50T is still a better medium tank than this thing, but the main thing is that it is just, you know, the main count against it still is that it's overpriced for what you get. Yes, it has a big gun, but when its only competition is the Super Pershing and now the Panther 88, well, it's not the best of those. It's not terrible, and I stand by everything I said in that What Tank video where I looked at all the premiums, where I said that basically it's okay, but it's definitely not newcomer friendly. And actually, having now played it, yeah, no, it isn't newcomer friendly at all. The gun depression, the gun handling especially on this, can be at times downright painful. And the lack of armour, well, yeah. But if you can get in close range, the extra alpha is very nice. It's just the DPM means that you are going to need backup. Trying to solo somebody with this reload time, unless they're low health, is generally speaking a very bad plan. Because you're just not going to be able to output enough damage, basically. You've got the same DPM as heavy tanks for your tier, rather than light tanks. So, yeah, right, they don't seem to have much on the hill, so let's just press round, and we all are pressing round, so... 3228, can I get the side of this? Anything? And there's that gun depression. Wow, see how far forward I have to go here? And it bounced. Yeah, woo, sitting behind me. So that was the turret that bounced off. We are also getting shot in the butt, and oh hello, there's the SU. If I can snipe this guy. Wow. That won't count for the mission though, because I wasn't on the move. And that is not a good thing for this tank, is trying to get people on the move. Where was that? Low front plate, not surprised that went through. It's just, the handling on it's just bad enough that doing that reliably, if you can stop and aim, that's always your best bet. So let's bob out behind these guys, and yeah, well, that dead hole though. We'll see what the movement requirement has to be. If I can actually get the T-28 whilst on the move. No. Right, that should hopefully count for being on the move, and if we can get the kill, that would be even nicer, but I'm probably not going to reload in time, not with this gun. So, I've actually, you know, I managed one kill already, but it was whilst stationary, so that doesn't count at all. Our Rhymator's getting wrecked. We have the hill. I'm pretty sure we've got this entire... like, we've got this battle. But I don't want to just YOLO in. I think we might... oh, pop out and take a shot, maybe. And they're at our cap already. Okay, that's bad, actually. I might just have to go and... oh, drive by. Nope. This is just the kind of shooting I'm very bad at. Right, we're actually gonna go screw that, because I have to get back to the cap. No, I don't. Wow, this is encounter mode. I'm not paying attention at all. I'm like, oh, I have to get to the cap. I have to get to the cap. No, I don't. Well, we both bounced each other. He had my sidearm and we still bounced each other. That's this gun in a nutshell. Yeah, I just noticed the actual cap timer there. Right. If we let somebody else shoot him and then I want to pop out and get the shot that kills him, or not, as the case may be. I'm never going to reload for that. So I'm not going to get this secondary, probably. Although I might do at this rate, actually. Ah, no. Damn it. Fraction of a second. Just a fraction of a second. The slow reload on this does hurt your damage output. Like, that's why it is overpriced for what you get. Oh, if I can get this shot. That was so stupid. But there we go. Secondary requirement fulfilled. That was pure RNG that actually hit anything. But yeah, so that shows you this thing just in a nutshell, that me and the other T-34-3 just couldn't hurt each other there, except when I was, you know, sort of more or less stationary and firing at his rear armour. It's just that dumb. Right, I'm just going to YOLO in. Why not? Is he reloading? Don't know. Don't care. Hello, T-69, and there we go. So the damage won't have been that high, but I got both the primary and secondary requirements, so I get some extra credits, which is nice. Oh wait, the T-37's still alive. I am so not paying attention. But then, when I'm talking and trying to play at the same time, you know, my concentration is split kind of thing. So, yeah, people have pointed this out in previous videos that I don't, you know, in the comments section, that I don't seem to play as well when I'm talking, and that's because I don't play as well when I'm talking. And if you watch the streams, you'll know that I don't tend to be very chatty a lot of the time. Like, I'll call out the information that's happening when, you know, we tend to chat most when we're in garage or in slow periods of the battle, but in the active periods, like, it all goes very quiet because we're all concentrating very hard. So having to actually sit and, you know, I'm talking and the words are coming out of my mouth and I'm, you know, saying things and thinking of things to say, and also having to concentrate on playing at the same time. Oh, our Archie's going to die, so sad. It is just a little bit more like it impacts on both things, because it is just, that's how the brain works, that you can't effectively do more than one thing at the same time, generally speaking. Like, some people are actually quite good at that, but, you know, multitasking just means doing several things at once, but less well than if you were concentrating on one thing at a time. And I, in particular, you know, I don't know if it's just me or if it's... well, I suppose you might count it as being part of the ASPI stuff, but I am, generally speaking, much more better at a task if I can just concentrate on the task rather than having to do multiple things at once. He just killed the FCM. Okay then, is he going to come down the other side, or is he just going to dance around up there? Because we're capping in 30 seconds. I think we're just, yeah. That was unlucky for the FCM. Just a well-placed shot from the T-37. Well, the T-37's quite a good little tank. So, yeah. Now, this is dragging out way longer than it should, really. But one T-37 is just, yeah. Like, if we had one of our scouts left alive to go after that guy. But some of the missions also, actually, I have to say, they are not particularly encouraging good gameplay. They're not encouraging good behaviour. They're actually encouraging things like the artillery mission where it's kill a light tank. Well, when I had that mission come up, I was trying not to, but I wanted to get the mission, so if there was a choice between a light tank and a heavy tank available, I was taking shots at the light tanks, even though that was the wrong thing for the team because it was part of the mission. So it's not necessarily encouraging good gameplay. So there we go, we got both parts of that mission. 1600 damage. It was a bit derpy, but I'm not the best in this thing. But a decent amount of profit made, nearly 50k. So yeah, it's not awful. I actually don't hate it. So as we can see, that's popped up, new missions available, and I will be able to get the part 3, which is damage an enemy vehicle during the first 5 minutes of the battle, and then survive the battle. So this actually might be slightly easier than that one, but we'll see. So I just have to get in a damaging shot during the first 5 minutes of the battle. Doesn't matter if it's a win or a loss. Some of them, in fact, none of the primary requirements seem to be win a battle. Some of the secondary requirements are, and then win a battle. And that is totally unpredictable, especially with the artillery ones. Like, there were a couple of the ones where I already got both for the first, like, 3 or 4... I think in the first 3 missions, I'd have to double check, but some of those first 3 missions at least are, and win a battle to get the secondary, and it's totally unpredictable, like you don't know. And the one where I got the light tank one was and win a battle, and we didn't. It was a crushing loss, but because one of the few shots that did successfully connect actually killed a light tank, that was it, mission successful. So, yeah, that is why I'm worried about the level, the number 15 missions, because you can entirely possibly screw it up by getting the primary. And I'm kind of worried that maybe people will, they'll deliberately try and throw games, because that actually... what's the penalty for doing that outside the normal penalties in game? Because you might realise that you are about to get the primary mission, but you're not going to get the secondary, so you might then go and sit at the back and do nothing for the last 5 minutes of the battle, so that you don't accidentally trip the primary requirements of that final mission. I don't know. I'm not sure they've really thought that through, but we'll see. I mean, like for this one, I could just, suicide YOLO, land 1 damaging hit, die, and it would be a terrible game for me, but I'd have fulfilled the mission. And I think there's, some thought into, well, what can we do that will actually... No, that was a terribly aimed shot. What can we do that will actually encourage good gameplay? So we'll try that again, but I'm probably going to get... Oh, no, actually, let's not try that again. That's the M103 there. If I hadn't screwed that shot up, that would have been it. Mission fulfilled. At least the primary. Type 59 just got it. Whoop. Let's see if we can get a sneaky shot in. I don't know, the super pushing or Ramator's not in shot. Super pushing, however. There we go. So, mission fulfilled. That one was super easy. Like the last one was actually potentially going to be harder than this one, because when playing medium tanks, I don't tend to play the kinds of medium tanks where I'm firing a lot on the move. I tend to play medium tanks where, well, that's my playstyle generally, is I stop and take the shot and aim, because I'm not particularly great at aiming on the move, doing that kind of more aggressive gameplay. Medium tanks are not especially my forte. Well, this might be a bit too aggressive considering I'm in a Panther 88. I mean, the matchmaking's good, but there is enemy artillery. And although there's heavy backup, is there actually much I can do right now? They have got tank destroyers back there, so poking out to do damage I'm not necessarily sure would be a good plan. But yeah, the Panther 88, I mean, the gun handling's better than the Panther 2. That's kind of the selling point. And since they actually lowered the... hello, you're not paying attention. They actually... Oh, wow, I don't know where that shot went. They lowered the... oh, is this guy going for me? The amount that would take... tracked him, though. Gonna shoot him. Oh, he's repaired. The T-34-3 1's damage output's pretty nasty, yeah. That last shot didn't even do damage, but oh well. But that's it, that was a terrible game for me. It wasn't really even showing off the Panther 88 very well, it's just, that's it, mission fulfilled. Although I won't have gotten the secondary for this, but it doesn't look like we're particularly winning anyway. I mean, the forest is being wiped out, and there's not much elsewhere of the rest of the team, is there? So, I don't think we're going to win this one, but it doesn't matter. So yeah, the missions are, some of them are good, others don't necessarily seem to be particularly well thought out. It would be nice if more of them promoted good gameplay for the classes of vehicle, but actually I think they've deliberately, it seems like they've padded them out, like the fact that they've had to think up 15 things for each vehicle, and then it's that times 4 for each potential reward tank. I don't know if they just copy paste for each one, but increase the number, the numeric requirements each time, like increase the damage requirements or whatever. Because obviously they're trying to make it more difficult as you go along. But yeah, if they'd had fewer, they might have had less kind of like filler ones, basically, where it isn't necessarily promoting good gameplay, where it's just do this and then hey, you fulfilled the mission, even though it might actually be that you played really stupidly to do that one thing to fulfill the mission. So yeah, I will just wait out the rest of this battle, I think. I'll fast forward it here and we'll have a go again with the Panther 2, because this was quite short, and we'll see if I can't properly put it through its paces. And there we are, that battle took a while to come back. As you can see, there's a bit of weirdness going on in my garage at the moment. XVM apparently is... yeah, there is an updated version of XVM, but because I'm using... Kodos' Hitlog and Damagelog actually has a sort of custom... Like it runs off custom XVM to actually to work. So I'm a bit wary of just going and updating XVM and then being stuck with a full version. So in the meantime, I have to restart my client every so often because it goes a bit wonky. So yeah, so as we can see, that was a loss, but it doesn't matter. I got the mission thing, and I can just click start, and that's the next one. So destroy the track of an enemy vehicle, cause damage to the immobilized vehicle, and then destroy an immobilized enemy vehicle. So I have to track somebody and damage them. So ideally, you would shoot them through the axle, and that would meet both conditions. Now it doesn't say if the second one. Again, this is unclear. Can you destroy a vehicle that somebody else has immobilized and meet the secondary condition, or do you have to do it to a tank that you've tracked yourself? It's not very self-explanatory. So what I'm going to have to do, because it's gone a bit wonky, is actually restart, because I can't really properly select tanks at the moment. So yes, bear with me while we have these little technical fumbles. And we're back. So, the eagle-eyed among you might have noticed, by the way, that, yeah, I have this in my garage. I'm going to tell you, I have literally no idea why. It just appeared when I was playing earlier today. I don't know if there's some kind of hidden mission going on that unlocks this thing, but it was just a... Like, when you buy a premium tank, normally it'll pop up in the garage and say, this has been added to your garage slots added 1, and it was literally that. I have no idea what I've done to get this thing in my garage, but there it is. So I might play this at some point as well, but not today. So let's try the Panther 88 again. And I've forgotten already what the mission was. That's amazing. Track somebody, that was it. Track somebody, damage them while tracked, and try and destroy them while tracked. Although it's not clear if that has to be my tracking or somebody else's tracking. So, yeah. All this matchmaking, though. Yeah, we have an E75, they have a Waffle Panzer 4. This is God mode for an E75, practically. So, this is not a terrible map if I get the chance to be a bit snipey. And this does seem to be more about the being snipey. I mean, the Panther is like that as well. Only this is obviously a more punchy gun than the Panther has in terms of its alpha damage. Not necessarily in terms of penetration, of course, because the long 75mm... the needle gun is, that has just as much penetration, it has much less alpha damage. So we'll try for the hill first. 3 arties per side, but that matters a little bit less on Himmelsdorf. Although you can get, if you get an arty that decides to go and sit down in that corner, which is risky, they can then shoot up at this whole flank of the hill. So, it's one of the things you learn when playing artillery. You actually get to learn some of the things that artillery can do, and where they can hit you, where you wouldn't necessarily think they could hit you sometimes. Their enemy M40-43, however, has just decided to go full tank destroy. He's like, nope, screw this! I'm just going to shotgun somebody in the face. We'll see if he actually does manage to get away with it. So, let's see if I can get safely forwards. The E75 is coming up, which is good. He's going to be particularly strong on the hill, unless he's totally terrible. And our arties are all about to rip to that AMX-12T. Now I might get to... I've talked about it being a bit a bad habit, this auto-aim, but this is one of those times when perfectly stationary target and it's a scout. So you might as well. Anyway, rip that artillery. Although our 1390 is going for it as well, so... Whoop. Oh, hello, that's a Rhinotaur. Whoop. Did I actually track him? Somebody else tracked him. I think we tracked him. So if I, again, get a damaging shot, I think that's the requirements met. But I'm not sure. Well, that definitely will be. Through the axle and tracked him. Just to be sure. So yeah, the gun handling's alright. It's actually pretty decent for these kind of shots, although I muffed that one slightly. Yeah, they're going to be concentrating more on me now, aren't they? So let's back off. That's a Tiger 2 down there. This is not particularly, like, the gun depression's not particularly good. It's not really a hull-down fighter in any way, shape or form. I bounced on the 12T, because of course I did. I can get that Tiger 2 though. Oh. Should be about there. Let's try my luck, I suppose. The E75's facing it off against the front, so I can take the pressure off. I can... Oh, you were still looking this way. Whoa, and there's an enemy arty. Yeah, you have to be careful of that. Of course, if you're shooting from where he's shooting from, you actually do get spotted in the process, potentially. Which that guy did. So the E75 is actually coming around, which I'm not sure is the best plan, to be honest. Like, that's not where he's at his strongest. But anyway, I think I fulfilled the primary mission requirement. I didn't get to kill the Rhinotaur while he was tracked, but no. No, I thought he might come out. Little 12T, where are you? Oh, never mind, rip. Ah, there's Panther 4, he's dead. He got spotted. 249. He might do for the AC-48 actually, but I don't feel like I should abandon the hill, to be honest. Right, if I can... Oh, hello, stop turret! No, I hesitated too long. I was talking about this before, but these... Like, the medium playstyle that requires you to be taking lots of, like, snapshots. That was, you know, I could have derped an ally there, that would have been bad. I am not especially good at that, like taking the more risky shots. Right, I've got to be careful. This T-32 is firing Prem, apparently. Well, that's totally unnecessary. Although, given that the premium missions are going on, to be honest, like, you could, I think, just do E100s and literally spam all of the Prem ammo. Right, the T-32 is not going to be able to hurt me from here. I can kill the T-34, which I shot him through the axle. That might actually count for the secondary, though I don't know. Anyway, I can wreck these guys, in theory. Ooh, that bounce. Do need some help here, though. Like, I could solo him, but he's full health. And, oh, yeah, snapshotting. That should have been low from plate, but... by the time I sat and aimed, like, I'm... Oh, really, artillery? Actually, I might be in trouble here. Like, because the E75's so low health, and I can't just sit here and get shot by arty, but if I try and pull back, T-32 can pop out and shoot me. I think the E75 can actually cover my withdrawal. We also have a problem in that they have tanks capping. I could just go for the guy in theory, but where's my backup? The T-71 doesn't seem to want to go for it. And the WZ-111 is he low health? But I'm thinking if I just run away from the hill, that might be bad. Right, hopefully they'll think I'm just running off the hill. But, oh hello, I can snipe that tiger. Come on, go forward, go forward, go forward. Gun depression, how does it work? Nope. And the IS-3 is all the way down there, although if that tiger, go on, back up. You may want to. Right, the AC's down, unfortunately. No idea what health our WZ is on. This T-71, T-21 just did a drive-by. Like, if the T-71 would go in with me against this T-32, but because he's full health, I couldn't really do it even when I, before I got hit by artillery. You know what? If he wants to just sit there, that's fine. That's going to be a real problem. Like if we had more high health people, if the E75 was higher health, this would not be an issue. But it kind of is. Right, is he peeking out? I don't want to get shot by him as he is. I kind of feel like the Tiger II and the IS-3 are a bigger threat right now if we're going to win this. So I've done alright damage-wise. Oh, how am I spotted? How? How? What spotted me? I don't even know, to be honest. Like how the T-32 was behind the rubble. That was weird. That was actually weird. Right, the WZ, he's not so good, is he? But the Tiger II and the IS-3 are both low health. That's good, he's taking that guy down. So if the T-32 seems perfectly willing to just sit there and camp it out, so somebody popping up behind him would make all the difference. This is where that medium ability comes in useful. Although this is not an especially fast medium, but then neither is the Panther 2. Right, oh, he's dead, so rip, wasted journey. But never mind, I think it was probably still the right thing to do. The T-32 might now just do for that that guy. Should I go after Arty first? I suppose so. Although we have a scout that could do that, but I don't want any nasty surprises. Oh, maybe I should go for the T-32. He is just going to kill that T-34 allies. Oh, that's a good hit. But the fact that... oh, it was the artillery that got him. Right, Arty has just fired. Screw that, let's kill Arty. He's going to be down here still somewhere. And we're going to have people on the cap. I think we just tempt him down to the cap and then we shoot him a bunch of times. But we need to kill artillery first. Because it's going to take him time to get down the hill. There you are. Not getting away that easily, Sonny Jim. I'm just autoing that one. Now I could go after the T-32, but I think this is a strength in numbers situation, so I'm going to head towards the cap as well. Just with the intent of consolidating our forces and not actually splitting off. And just lie in wait for this guy to pop out, because he's got to come and decap if he's going to have any chance, basically. We might actually, it's probably not entirely necessary, it depends if I face his front or not, but this is kind of an important situation, so I am going to load some Prem ammo. And the Prem on this is, as you can see, 240, same alpha, 237, so it's not actually that much extra penetration over the regular AP. It's not like it's massively extra anything. So I'm thinking, I don't know, will he come down the side he was at before? The T-71 will spot him if he tries to come along the K line. He could run away quickly. I can spot him. Oh, there he is. If he comes along the other way. So... oh, that was a nasty hit. But the T-71 actually might have a chance to clip him at this stage. Because the T-71... no, he didn't. Could have just gotten around him and... at which point, me going forward... although, I don't think I'm spotted yet. Oh, speed, don't fail me now. If I can pop out behind him... no! Okay, 1v1. The T-71, I don't know why he didn't, like... oh, it's... I might get in one shot. No! Crap. Did he spot me? Yes. So he's going to turn. Is he turning? Is he going around? Suddenly this has become 1v1. That's kind of annoying. It's going to be my rate of fire versus his. Probably I'm going to lose that fight. Right, is he trying to... I'm honestly not quite sure what he's doing. I don't know, I'm going to be honest. probably just going to come right smack bang into a... Where's he gone? Into a shell. Oh, rip, rip, rip. No, that missed. Well, I'm not going to do this then. Like, I've just not got the hit points. Unless I'm incredibly lucky. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, oh no, he did hit. And I've used my repair kit, so no, rip, I can't DPM him. I can't. This is where the mobility is not good. Ah! Oh well, rip. That was very close. That was very, very close indeed. I got the mission requirement, but just one more damaging hit into that guy from somebody at some point, and we would have won that. But it was, alas, not to be. So, yeah, destroy an immobilized enemy vehicle. I didn't get that, as it turned out. But damage-wise, that was okay. I was top of the team. Our E75 should have had a monster time, but he really didn't. Like, nearly half that damage was against the T-32. We actually saw that shot at the end there. So, yeah, the T-32 had a very good game. At the end, it just came down to he got that first shot off, basically. And I really don't know why our T-71, like the T-71 could have, in theory, just emptied his clip into his side. But he didn't. So that was that. So that basically, like, that's one of those situations where that T-71, for whatever reason, he didn't fire, and that ended up costing us the match. So, yeah. So the next mission is destroy an enemy light tank and survive the battle. This is going to be pure RNG. It's going to be, you know, get into a battle with a light tank, and it's probably going to be easier at lower tiers. So I might actually drop down some tiers to do this one, but I'm not going to do it on screen. I'm not going to record anymore because this has already been quite a long video. So if you enjoyed this one, if you face palmed at my probably, you know, I probably am as much to blame for that last loss as anybody. You can leave a comment saying so below. You can hit the like button. You can subscribe to my channel, and as always, stay tuned for more.